Good morning, students. Today also we'll continue with our new topic, vector algebra, vector addition. Okay. So in the last class we were discussing about addition of vectors, but I'll continue from there. Sum of vectors or addition of vectors. See, addition of vectors is done by using either of the two theorems. Two methods are there, so you can use any method. One law is triangle law of vector addition. Second one is parallelogram law of vector addition. So first one I will explain. Triangle law of vector addition. Okay. Triangle law of vector addition. Suppose AB bar is A bar. See, I have shown it here in the diagram. AB bar is A bar. So A bar is equal to AB bar. You know that any vector is represented by a directed line segment. So for small a bar, A is the initial point, B is the terminal point. Similarly, B bar here you see, it is PQ bar. B bar is PQ bar, P is the initial point and Q is the terminal point. So now we want to find out A bar plus B bar. A bar plus B bar. So what we have, first vector is A bar, second vector is B bar. Suppose we want to find A bar plus B bar. So what we have to do is, according to this triangle law of addition of vectors, at the terminal point of the first vector. First vector is A bar, so at the terminal point of the first vector means at the point B, you have to place the initial point of the second vector. That means P, we should place it here by using the free vector concept, is it not? So here I have shown in this second diagram. So AB bar is A bar. At B, what I am doing is I am drawing a line parallel to this PQ, is it not? And equal in length to PQ. So this is the line drawn. BC. BC is drawn. BC length is equal to PQ length and direction is parallel to PQ. BC is parallel to PQ. Then you know that if this vector is B bar, PQ bar is B bar, then you know that BC bar is also B bar. Because magnitude, that is the length of the line segment is same and direction is also same because we have drawn parallel lines. So this is A bar. So at the terminal point of A bar, we have placed the initial point of B bar and B bar we have drawn like this. Now, initial point of A bar and the terminal point of the second vector B bar, you join them by means of a vector like this. Then AC bar. So AC bar will represent A bar plus B bar. So okay, suppose this is A bar. At the terminal point of A bar, we have to put the initial point of B bar and draw like this. Then finally, if you join it like this, then it is equal to A bar plus B bar. Suppose BC bar is B bar, is it not? So you draw a line BD in the opposite direction. BC length equal to BD length. Okay, BC length and BD length are equal. You have drawn just opposite direction means this vector will become what? Minus B bar. If that is B bar, then same length but opposite direction. So BD bar will become minus B bar. So if you join D to A like this and put an arrow here like this, then it is nothing but A bar plus minus B bar. That means A bar minus B bar. Okay. So we have shown A bar plus B bar, A bar minus B bar also in the same diagram. Okay, this is what is called triangle law of addition of vectors, but this triangle law of addition of vectors can be extended to more than 2 vectors also, say 3 vectors, 4 vectors, any number of vectors can be added like this. Then the law is called polygon law of addition of vectors. For example, here I have shown in this diagram you see AB bar is a vector. A is the initial point, B is the terminal point. Then BC bar is another vector. B is the initial point, C is the terminal point. Next to CD bar, another vector. C is the initial point, D is the terminal point. Next to DE bar, next to EF bar, next to FG bar. Suppose so many vectors we are adding. So see here, I am adding AB bar plus BC bar plus CD bar plus DE bar plus EF bar plus FG bar. So here you notice the pattern here, B here. That means terminal point of the first vector is equal to initial point of the second vector. Next, terminal point, initial point, next vector. Terminal point of this vector, next point, initial point. Next vector, initial point. Terminal point, initial point. Terminal point, initial point. So like that, if you add, what happens is, the resultant will be first initial point, final terminal point. That means AG bar. You have to take the initial point of the first vector and terminal point of the last vector. So that will give you the resultant vector. So AB bar plus BC, see in the diagram, AB plus BC plus CD plus DE plus EF plus FG is finally equal to AG. Initial point of the first vector and terminal point of the last vector we are joining, so that is equal to AG. Here an important point is these vectors, how many vectors we are adding? About 6 vectors we are adding. These vectors, all the vectors need not be in the same plane. That is also important. Okay. I have shown them in the same plane of the board, but they need not be in the same plane. So they can go out of the plane. Suppose CD bar may be coming out of the plane, DE bar again going into the plane. So like that, so there may be 3-dimensional vectors not in the same plane. Okay. So this is called polygon law of addition of vectors. This is very easy. Is it not? Polygon law is very easy to understand. Now, so I have written a note. If ABC are any 3 points in space, I have drawn a diagram, then AB bar plus BC bar plus CA bar is equal to what? AB bar, see in the diagram, AB bar means from A we have gone to B. We can consider it as displacement vector. Displacement. So suppose a man is standing at A, he has gone to the place B. So then AB bar, that is the displacement. Then BC bar, then CA bar. AB plus BC plus CA. Finally, where is he? At the starting point only. Therefore, it is 0 bar. See here. B, terminal point is initial point of the next vector. Okay. Terminal point of the second vector is equal to initial point of the next vector. Okay. Then what happens? The resultant is what? Initial point of the first vector, terminal point of the last vector, AA bar. But you know that AA bar is nothing but 0 bar. So we have started from A and we have come back to A. So then resultant is 0 bar only. We are at the original place only. So there is no displacement at all. So it is 0 bar. Okay. So AB plus BC plus CA. Resultant is 0 bar. Okay. Let us see the next one. Parallelogram law of addition of vector addition. So in this law, what we do is, suppose you want to add small a bar, small b bar. So here in the diagram, OA bar is small a bar, OB bar is small b bar. So here we take the two vectors to have the same initial point. In the previous method, at the terminal point of the first vector, we have put the initial point of the second vector. Here in parallelogram law it is not so. The two vectors are placed with the same initial point only. Co-initial vectors we call them. So for a small a bar, O is the initial point, small b bar is also O is the initial point. So OA bar will represent A bar, OB bar will represent B bar. Now with OA and OB as adjacent sides, you complete a parallelogram. Draw a parallelogram. Draw a parallelogram OACB such that OA and OB are two adjacent sides. Okay. Then the diagonal passing through O, that is OC bar, will represent A bar plus B bar. So A bar, B bar are adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Then the diagonal of the parallelogram passing through the same initial point O, that is A bar, that is the diagonal OC will represent A bar plus B bar. So OC bar is equal to A bar plus B bar. But here, so parallelogram law, you see, parallelogram law is OA bar plus OB bar adjacent sides is equal to diagonal OC bar. But what about triangle law? OB bar is nothing but AC bar, is it not? OB bar, see the diagram, OB bar is equal to AC bar. Why? Because OB and AC are parallel. OACB we have drawn a parallelogram. So OB, AC are opposite sides, so therefore they are parallel. And their lengths are also equal in a parallelogram. And both are going upwards only. So that means magnitude is same. OB length is equal to AC length. The direction is also same because they are parallel. So OB bar and AC bar are two equal vectors. So OA plus AC, is it not? OA plus AC. Here in place of, see, this is parallelogram law, is it not? OA plus OB is equal to OC. In place of OB, I am putting AC because OB is equal to AC. So in place of OB, you put AC. Then what happens to the law? OA plus AC is equal to OC. OA plus AC is equal to OC, correct. See the diagram? OA plus AC is equal to OC. Is it not the triangle law of addition of vectors? Because at the terminal point of OA bar, we have placed the initial point of AC bar. These two are equal. So finally we got OC bar. So this is triangle law. That means the two laws are equivalent only. Parallelogram law and triangle law are same only actually. Okay. Let us see the next one. Properties of vector addition. So these are very simple properties, you can easily remember them. Commutative property. A bar plus B bar is equal to B bar plus A bar. A bar plus B bar is equal to B bar plus A bar. So this is called commutative law of vector addition. So which is first vector, which is second vector, not important. A bar plus B bar or B. To A bar you add B bar or to B bar you add A bar. The result is same. That is called commutative law of vector addition. Okay. Associative property. A bar plus B bar plus C bar is equal to A bar plus B bar plus C bar. So on the left hand side, bracket we are putting here means we are first adding A bar and B bar. And to the resultant then we are adding C bar. That is the left hand side. But whereas on the right hand side, first we are adding the vectors B bar and C bar because that is put in brackets. Is it not? B bar plus C bar we are finding first. To A bar, this resultant of B bar plus C bar is being added. Okay. So, but final result will be same. So, that is called associative property of vector addition. Next, additive identity. Say A bar is any vector. To that vector, if you add 0 bar, A bar plus 0 bar is equal to 0 bar plus A bar is equal to A bar only. This 0 bar is called the additive identity. So 0 bar is called additive identity, because to any vector if you add, whether it is A bar or B bar or C bar, to any vector if you add 0 bar, the result will be the same vector only. So that is why it is called the additive identity. Next, additive inverse. A bar plus minus A bar is equal to 0 bar. 0 bar is additive identity. To any vector, if you add negative of the vector minus A bar is already defined. Suppose this is vector A bar, then what is the negative vector? How is the negative of the vector defined? Minus A bar. Just to change the direction, that's all. Instead of putting arrow to the right side, put the arrow to the left side. So A bar is equal to AB bar, then minus A bar is equal to BA bar, that's all. Terminal point and initial point will interchange, that's all. So that is the negative of the vector. So to A bar, if you add minus A bar, you will get 0 bar. Therefore, minus A bar is called the additive inverse of A bar. What is the additive inverse of B bar? Minus B bar. What is the additive inverse of C bar? Minus C bar. So for every vector, negative of the vector is called the additive inverse, because if you add them, you are getting the additive identity 0 bar. Okay. Next. So this theorem is important. Let A bar, B bar be two vectors, any two vectors. Then mod of A bar plus B bar is less than or equal to mod of A bar plus mod of B bar. And in the bracket I have written equality holds if and only if A bar and B bar are like vectors. That means if A bar and B bar are like vectors, then equality sign will hold good. Mod of A bar plus B bar will be equal to mod A bar plus mod B bar. Otherwise, if they are not like vectors, less than only in between. Okay. Similarly, the second point is mod of A bar minus B bar is greater than or equal to mod of mod A bar minus mod B bar. Equality holds if and only if A bar and B bar are like vectors. Here also the equality will occur if A bar, B bar are like vectors. Like vectors, unlike vectors, you know what are like vectors? Vectors having the same direction are called like vectors. Whatever may be the magnitude does not matter. One may be small, other may be big. If they are in the same direction, they are called like vectors. If they are in opposite directions, they are called unlike vectors. Like vectors, unlike vectors, together they are called collinear vectors or parallel vectors. See, in vectors there is no difference between collinear and parallel, because any vector can be transferred parallel to its initial position to any place. Okay. Now, this can be easily proved, this you can easily understand from this one. Proof I am giving here. Please read it. We know that in a triangle, the sum of any two sides is greater than the third side, and the difference of any two sides is less than the third side. Sum of any two sides is greater than the third side, and the difference of any two sides is less than the third side. This already I have proved in the chapter straight lines. Find a point on the line such that PA plus PB is minimum, mod of PA minus PB is maximum. Such type of problems in straight lines, I have proved it there. But once again I am proving. See, consider a triangle ABC. I have drawn the diagram. Please see the diagram. ABC is a triangle. As per convention, opposite to capital A, the side is indicated by small a. Opposite to capital B, the side is indicated by small b. Opposite to capital C, side is small c. Okay. Now, B plus C is greater than A. Sum of any two sides is greater than the third side. B plus C greater than A. C plus A greater than B. A plus B greater than C. Sum of any two sides greater than the third side in a triangle. Now, here, difference of any two sides. Difference of any two sides means B minus C or C minus B, which is called difference of the two sides B and C. B minus C or C minus B. Mod of B minus C. See, out of B minus C and C minus B, one is positive, other one is negative. So, whichever is positive, that is called difference of the two sides. Suppose two sides of a triangle are 3 and 5. What is the difference? 2 units. 3 minus 5 minus 2. 5 minus 3, 2. So, out of that, which is positive? 2 is positive. That is called the difference. That I am calling it mod of 3 minus 5 or mod of 5 minus 3. We don't know which is more, which is less. Whether B is more or C is more, we don't know. So, that is why if we put modulus, then it will be okay. Mod of 3 minus 5, if you say, it is mod of minus 2 is equal to 2 only. So, difference of two sides means mod of B minus C is less than the third side. See, sum is greater than the third side, but difference is less than the third side. Similarly, mod of C minus A less than B. Mod of A minus B less than C. How this is proved? See, B, first one, mod of B minus C less than A. How do you prove it? So, from this, C plus A less than B. C you take it to other side. So, A will be greater than B minus C. Is it not? C we have taken to the other side here. Therefore, A is greater than B minus C. So, that means B minus C is less than A. Okay, keep it there. Next, coming to this one. Coming to this one, you take B to the other side. So, then what is A? A is greater than C minus B. Okay. So, this you write it in the reverse way. C minus B is less than A. A is greater than C minus B means C minus B is less than A. Take these two now. This one and this one. B minus C less than A. C minus B less than A. Out of B minus C and C minus B, one B is positive, other one is negative. Negative number less than A is always positive, so that is true. But out of them, B minus C, C minus B, whichever is positive is also less than A. So, B minus C less than A, C minus B less than A, combinedly we call it mod of B minus C less than A. Combinedly we can get mod of B minus C less than. Similarly, mod of C minus A less than B. So, using these facts, you can prove these 2 points, first point and second point. So, okay, in the next page. Okay, so this is very simple, don't worry. So, this is very, very simple. So, see this diagram first. A bar, AB bar is A bar, BC bar is B bar. So, AC bar will be then A bar plus B bar. This law is called which law? Triangle law of addition of vectors. AB bar plus BC bar is equal to AB bar plus BC bar is equal to AC bar. Okay. Now, forget about the vectors, consider the lengths of this triangle only. This is a triangle, it is 3 sides lengths you know. Now, coming to the triangle ABC, AB plus BC greater than AC. AB plus BC, sum of two sides greater than the third side. That is what we know. But AB is what? AB, is it not the magnitude of the vector A bar? So, mod A. What is BC? What is the length BC? It is the magnitude of the vector B bar. So, mod B bar. Greater than what is AC? AC is A bar plus B bar, so AC bar is A bar plus B bar, therefore AC is nothing but mod of A bar plus B bar, right hand side. So that's all. Now write in the reverse way. Mod of A bar plus B bar is less than mod A bar plus mod B bar. But in the theorem we have said mod of A bar plus B bar is less than or equal to mod A bar plus mod B bar. Go back and see. Okay, first point you see. Mod of A bar plus B bar is less than or equal to mod A bar plus mod B bar. Okay. Again go forward. Okay. So here we have proved less than. But in the theorem we are saying that it can be equal to also. So when it will be equal, let us see here. But if B lies on the line segment AC, suppose the diagram is not like this. B is moving like, B is going like this. B is not here. It is here. Then the diagram will be changing AB plus BC like this. Do you understand? So B is very close here. Then AB plus BC. Finally B is on the line AC only. That means A, B, C are suppose collinear points. Then AB bar is A bar, is it not? And A, B, C are collinear points. B is lying in between here, somewhere here means. Then AB plus BC will be equal to AC. ABC are collinear and AB plus BC will be equal to AC. You see here. If B is in between A and C, AB plus BC length will be equal to AC only. Okay. Then AB plus BC is equal to AC in the instead of greater than, if it is equal to AC, then you will get mod of A bar plus B bar is equal to mod A plus mod B. Okay. AB is mod A, BC is mod B, AC is mod of A plus B. So then equality will hold good. So equality will hold good when B is between A and C. AB, BC are in the same line, but AB bar is A bar, BC bar is B bar. A bar and B bar are in the same line means A bar, B bar are like vectors. So if A bar, B bar are like vectors, then the equality will hold good. Otherwise, less than will hold good here. Okay. Like vectors, equality, otherwise less than. So this part we have proved. Now coming to the second point. Second point, what is it? Let us go back and see. This one, second point. Mod of A bar minus B bar is greater than or equal to mod of mod A bar minus mod B bar. Okay, so this is also very simple, don't worry. Here, see. Suppose AB bar is A bar. I have shown it in the diagram. AC bar is B bar. AB bar is A bar, AC bar is B bar. Then, suppose we don't know this vector. But let us join CB and put an arrow. What is CB bar? Let us find out. So here, triangle of addition of vectors, AC bar plus CB bar. Terminal point, initial point we have placed, is it not? AC bar plus CB bar is equal to what? AB bar finally. But AC bar is what? B bar. See the diagram. Plus CB bar is equal to what is AB bar in the diagram? A bar. So CB bar, if you want this B bar, we have to take it to the right side. So CB bar is equal to A bar minus B bar. So now you write A bar minus B bar here. I am writing using blue color. So finally we have proved that CB bar is A bar minus B bar. So let us write it here. Now this is also a triangle, is it not? So we now use the difference of two sides is less than the third side. What are the sides of this triangle? A, B. Triangle is ABC. So AB is one side, okay. AC is another side. Okay, see the diagram, AB, AC. Their difference, mod of that. That is the difference of two sides, is it not? AB is one side, my AC is another side, AB minus AC, mod of that is less than the third side. What is the third side? AB, AC. Remaining side is CB. So this, let us use it. Mod of AB minus AC is less than CB is nothing but difference of two sides in a triangle is less than the third side. But what is AB? AB is it not the modulus of the vector A bar? Magnitude of the vector A bar? So mod A bar. What is AC? Magnitude of the vector B bar, mod B bar. Minus what is CB? CB we have proved that it is A bar minus B bar. CB bar. So CB is nothing but its magnitude. So mod of A bar minus B bar. So then you write it in the reverse way. Mod of A bar minus B bar is greater than mod of mod A bar minus mod B bar. Okay. Let us go back and see it the correct one or not. Okay, here this one. Mod of A bar minus B bar is greater than mod of mod A bar minus mod B bar. Greater than we have proved. So what about equality? Go forward again. Go forward. So suppose C lies on the line AB. C is not here, it is on the line here. Or there, anywhere. That means ACB are collinear. Then what happens? Suppose it is AC is here. Then what is AB minus AC? AB minus AC. ACB are collinear and C is here suppose. Then what is the difference of the sides AB and AC? AB and AC. It is equal to just CB only. So then the equality will hold good. Is it not? ACB are collinear, then AB, see the diagram. AB means here, this length, AC means this length. Their difference is CB. So their difference is CB. Then equality will hold good. So that means mod A bar, AB is mod A bar, AC is mod B bar, and CB is mod of. So equality will hold good when C is here. C is here means what? AC is B bar. Is it not? AC is B bar and AB is A bar. And they are collinear. AC bar collinear means A bar, B bar are collinear. Collinear and also they are in the same direction like vectors. So equality will hold good if A bar and B bar are like vectors. Okay, so in both the cases, equality will hold good when A bar and B bar are like vectors. So let us go forward. Scalar multiplication of a vector. This is an important concept. Let A bar be a given non-zero vector and lambda be any scalar. Scalar means just real number only. 5, minus 10, 1 by 2, root 2. All these are real numbers. They are called scalars. Let A bar be a given non-zero vector and lambda be any scalar. Then lambda A bar is defined as 5A bar, root 2 A bar, 11 by 3 A bar. What is the meaning of that? A bar is a vector. A vector is being multiplied by a real number. Lambda is nothing but a scalar. Scalar means real number. What is the meaning of that? That we are defining here. So like this. There are three definitions here. Three cases. Lambda may be positive, lambda may be negative, lambda may be 0. Three different definitions. Suppose lambda is positive, then lambda A bar is a vector whose magnitude is lambda times the magnitude of A bar and having the same direction as A bar. So lambda is positive means, for example, lambda is 2. What is meant by 2A bar? 2A bar is a vector whose magnitude is twice the magnitude of A bar and direction is same. Okay. So lambda is positive, so the magnitude will be multiplied by lambda. So 10 A bar. 10 A bar means a vector whose magnitude is 10 times the magnitude of A bar but having the same direction. So the length will increase because vectors are represented by line segments. So a line segment will length will increase but direction remains same. Then what about the case when lambda is negative? Suppose lambda is minus 2. Minus 2A bar you want. Minus 2A bar you want means first you find 2A bar. What is 2A bar? Same vector, same direction A bar, magnitude becomes twice, is it not? Length becomes twice. So you get 2A bar. Then minus 2A bar means negative of that vector. Just to change the direction into the opposite direction, that's all. Reverse the arrow mark. So that is very easy. Multiplying by negative number means first you multiply by positive number, then put a negative sign. Negative of a vector is nothing but just changing the direction. So that is when lambda is negative. Suppose if lambda is 0, 0 into A bar. Lambda is 0, then 0 into A bar is defined as null vector, 0 bar only. 0 into A bar is 0 bar, that is called null vector or 0 vector. Okay. This is all when the given vector is a non-zero vector. In the definition itself I have written non-zero vector. Suppose what happens if A bar itself is null vector? A bar itself is null vector means then you multiply it by any lambda, a positive value of lambda, negative value of lambda or 0, then you will always get 0 vector only. Because already A bar is 0 bar. So 10 into 0 bar, 0 bar, minus 7 into 0 bar, 0 bar, 0 into 0 bar, 0 bar. So whatever may be lambda, if A bar is a null vector, the result is a null vector. So it is true for all values of lambda. So in the next page I am giving diagrams. See, AB bar is A bar. You want 2A bar, what you have to do? Just to increase the length double. So CD bar is 2A bar. The CD length must be equal to 2 times AB length. Here I have written. The length CD must be equal to 2 times AB. And AB and CD should be parallel. Here I have written. Arrow must be the same direction. So direction does not change, just magnitude doubles. Next, half A bar. Lambda is equal to 1 by 2, suppose half A bar. Half A bar is represented by EF bar. This length EF is equal to half of the length AB. Here I have written. EF length is half of the length AB. And EF and AB should be parallel. Here, AB is parallel to EF also. Direction will not change, only the magnitude will change. Okay. Now suppose we want minus 2A bar or minus half A bar. Instead of 2A bar, I want minus 2A bar. Instead of half A bar, I want minus half A bar. What we have to do? First find 2A bar, half A bar, then reverse the direction, that's all. So 2A bar is CD bar, minus 2A bar is DC bar, reverse the arrow like this. Suppose you want minus half A bar, EF bar is half A bar, minus half A bar is FE bar, so just reverse the arrow like this. Okay, so that is what I have written. CD bar is 2A bar, DC bar is minus 2A bar. EF bar is half A bar, so FE bar is minus half A bar. So negative number multiplication is very easy. First you multiply by the positive number, change the magnitude, direction same, then take the negative of that vector, just to change the direction. Okay. Here I have written a very important note. In lambda A bar, this is very, very important. In lambda A bar, if we take lambda is a real number, is it not? We can take any number. Suppose lambda is equal to 1 by mod A bar. Mod A bar is the magnitude of the vector A bar, is it not? So if you select the scalar lambda equal to 1 by mod A bar, then what happens to lambda A bar? Lambda is 1 by mod A. So mod A. This becomes what? A unit vector in the direction of A bar. Unit vector in the direction of A bar. Unit vector in the direction of A bar. For example, A bar here. This is the vector A bar. Suppose its magnitude is 5 units. That means the length of this line segment is 5 units, is it not? Magnitude is represented by the length of the line segment. For mod A bar, magnitude 5. So that means mod A bar is what? 5. So now consider 1 by mod A bar. That means 1 by 5 into 1 by mod A bar means 1 by 5 into A bar. That means A bar by 5. So 1 by 5 into A bar means what we have to do? We have to multiply 1 by 5 means we have to take 1 unit length only, is it not? Actual length of A bar is 5 units. 1 by 5 A bar means you have to take length 1 unit only. So therefore, it becomes a unit vector. So if any vector A bar is divided by its modulus, suppose if length is 10 units, you divide it by 10. Divide it by 10, the length becomes 1 unit. So therefore, A bar by mod A bar is a unit vector in the direction of A bar. This is very important in solving the problems. So in problems, find a unit vector in the direction of A bar, you may ask. So then you have to just divide A bar by mod A bar. So unit vector in the direction of A bar is indicated by what symbol? A cap. A cap is A bar by mod A bar. Okay. Unit vector in the direction of A bar is indicated by the symbol A cap, and A cap is A bar by mod A bar. Okay. Next, another important point. Two vectors are collinear. You know that there is no difference between collinear and parallel in the case of vectors. Vectors are collinear, vectors are parallel. Both mean the same thing. Because of which concept? Free vector concept. A vector can be shifted parallel to its initial position, keeping the direction same. Okay. Initial point of the vector is arbitrary. That means initial point of the vector can be taken anywhere in space. Only thing is magnitude must be same, direction must be same. Then the two vectors are equal, is it not? So two vectors are collinear if and only if one is a scalar multiplier. Okay. So B bar are collinear. That means they are collinear. There are two types, is it not? Like vectors and unlike vectors. Same direction, like vectors, opposite direction, unlike vectors. Suppose A bar, B bar are collinear, then A bar must be obtained by multiplying B bar by some real number, some scalar k. Is it not? Suppose A bar, B bar are like vectors, then k will be positive. If you multiply by positive number, then you will get the other vector. B bar is multiplied by positive number, you get the vector A bar. Then A bar, B bar are like vectors. Suppose k is negative. Suppose if you multiply B bar by a negative number, you are getting A bar. That means A bar and B bar are unlike vectors. But whatever it is, like vectors or unlike vectors, they are collinear vectors. That means if two vectors are collinear or not, if you want to check, if two vectors are collinear or not, if you want to check, you have to check whether one vector can be obtained by multiplying the second vector by some scalar. That means some real number. If you can obtain one vector by multiplying the other vector by some real number, it means that they are collinear. Otherwise, suppose you cannot obtain it by multiplying by any number, any real number, then that means they are not collinear. They are not parallel vectors. So this point is also very, very important in solving the problems. Two vectors are collinear if and only if one is a scalar multiple of the other. A bar is equal to some k into b bar, where k is some scalar. Then the two vectors are collinear. Otherwise, if you cannot express a bar as some k into b bar, where some k is any scalar, then it means that they are not collinear. Okay. Then the third one is also very important point in solving the problems. Suppose 3 points are given, we want to prove that they are collinear. We want to check whether they are collinear or not. Suppose A, B, C are 3 points. A here, B here, C here. Suppose they are collinear, what happens? If you consider the vector AB bar, AC bar, AB bar, this vector, AC bar from A to C, this vector, they are collinear vectors. They are lying on the same line, is it not? So, ABC are collinear points if and only if the vectors AB bar and AC bar are collinear vectors. Or you can take not only AB bar, AC bar, you can take AB, BC also. AB bar, BC bar. Any two vectors by joining 2 points. 3 points are there. Take any 2 points and join them, you get one vector. Take any other 2 points and join them, you get a different vector. If these two vectors are collinear vectors, how to check whether they are collinear? If they are collinear, then one can be obtained by multiplying the other by a scalar. So, if one vector is obtained by multiplying the second vector by scalar, then you know that they are collinear. So, to check whether 3 points are collinear, ABC are collinear, just to check whether AB bar and AC bar are collinear vectors or not. That's all. If they are collinear vectors, then ABC points are collinear. If they are not collinear vectors, then the points ABC are not collinear. See, this we'll see in the next class because the time is up. Okay. 8 pages completed. Thank you, students. Again, we'll meet in the next class. Next class, I think it is a live class. So, tomorrow in the live class, we'll meet again. Thank you very much.